Good morning, YouTube. Hadn't put a video out in a while, so I want to do well, pardon the glare here as the sun is right in my eye. There we go. Just wanted to show you this building here, if I can do it without the glare of the sun. This is what remains of the entrance to one of the oldest tourist attractions in Florida. Long before Disney and Busch Gardens and all of that stuff was Dupree Gardens. Where this property once stood, it was a huge botanical garden and, just like I said, tourist destination. What looks like woods is not. All behind this is one gigantic subdivision. This is all that remains. It's that little guard shack and this sign, which I will leave up here for a second. Feel free to pause and read it yourself. But anyway, I hadn't made a video in a while. Wanted to try to get back into it. So here's the beginning of one. Property number 3. This one's a very, very odd one. Just mow, edge, and lime trim the front, and edge and blow off the back, and blow off the front obviously as well, but it's very strange. But it's an older gentleman, likes to do the hedges and weeds himself, so we'll do what you ask us to if it's in an area we service. So I'm going to knock this one out, and then I'll move on. Nothing really to film here. Mostly it's just mulching up all these oak leaves. All right, so finished up this one. Again, it's pretty simple. Just mow, edge, lime trim the front, edge the back, blow it all off. Mulched up and blew off the leaves. So I'm off to the next one. damage. Crazy. Just wanted to show you back here where the artificial turf is. So there it is, all cleaned off. Again, you can see the damage the dogs have done over here. This used to be a what you could call a premier property, but the dogs have destroyed this side yard. They destroyed the backyard as well, which is why there is now artificial turf there. I did not install that. Another company did. They did a great job. Actually did it at a lower price than I was going to, so I don't blame the homeowner for going with them. So anyway, that's the end of number 5. Off to the next. All right, it's 1 o'clock. This is the end of number 6. This one took longer than it should have. Had to talk to the homeowner about the irrigation. See, they're not running it, and it's way too dry to not run the irrigation, especially on that far end over there. That zone's always been a little iffy. It's full of weeds now. So they need to turn the irrigation on. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. That bougainvillea is in the wrong spot, but we're doing our best to keep it somewhat trimmed, but allowing it to bloom as well, because it only blooms on old growth. So you can trim it and make it look neat, but you won't get any flowers. So we're trying to do a best of both worlds kind of scenario. All right, off to the next one. All right, so had to change the route, as what would have been job number 7 we couldn't do. I showed up to cut it, and they have a crew working on a bathroom renovation, so they're pretty much parked in the only spot where my rig will fit. Plus, they have the garage open, they have tables out in the driveway doing work. So came up to this next neighborhood, which is just one subdivision north. We'll knock out what will now be 7, 8, and 9. This being 7, that being 8, and 9 is down the street a little bit.
All right, so 7 and 8 are done. Have to go around the corner and finish 9. Actually, I had to double cut part of this right out in that area there. It's really thick, you know, for the winter time. Now, this usually we cut at the transport height. I cut it at 4.75 inches today, just because it was so thick and we're going every 2 weeks. Normally, again, we cut it at transport height because I want to shade the roots, keep the weeds down. So, just show you how far it is to number 9. While we're doing this, wanted to ask how many of y'all have set up your plans for 2022? I know for a lot of guys it's the off season, especially since there's been, unless you're really far up north, there's not been a lot of snow.
Something about Philadelphia.
There's been cold weather, but not a lot of cold. Or, I'm sorry, not a lot of snow, but cold weather. So I'm just wondering what you guys are doing as far as setting up your plans for 2022. How concerned are you about the economy, about inflation, about how your customers are going to handle price increases? And I hope you guys are increasing your prices this year. You have to. Fuel's up almost 50% from a year ago. Everything you go in the store and buy is more expensive, 18, 20, 25%. So I hope you're increasing prices. How do you think that's going to affect your customer base? Do you anticipate losing any clients? Anyways, want to get your thoughts on that. Gonna finish up here, the last one. You can tell where I've cut it already. Now this one, again, the grass is somewhat dormant, but he does have really healthy St. Augustine. Up here in the front, the back is a mixture of different sedges and wild Bermuda. So it's got a sago palm there that's got some issues. Waiting for it to flush out with new growth in the top. It's about to, and we can get rid of all those fronds that are infected with cycad scale. The scale's gone. They've been sprayed and killed, but the damage was done. But anyway, we knock this out, get back to you. All right, so number 9's finished. There's a light right there. You can see that little black spot there. There's an outdoor light that we're going to be replacing. This used to be a model home, so we're replacing that light. And there's one in the back that we're going to replace as well. Just years of neglect and abuse. So we'll get that on video for you. Anyway, off to number 10. All right, y'all, at number 10 here. This is another mow and go only. So we mow, edge, line trim, blow it off. So you have this up front. This is a mixture of St. Augustine, some sedges, and a little bit of weeds up here in the front. Some winter annuals that hopefully they will get sprayed, but probably not. And the back is one dry mess. And I'll take you back there and show you that real quick. So this is one of 3 properties that I do every other week, summer and winter. There may be a 4th, as I just learned that the owner of one of them has been moved to an assisted living facility, and her daughters want it to be done every other week over the summer. So I told them I'd let them know on that. But anyway, back to this place. This one was in the middle of being turned into kind of a food forest yard, and then the owner passed away. So the kids, again, wanted to cut back on expenses and just do it every other week. You can see that some work had been done clearing out bamboo, saving some of the stalks for stakes. But all that work came to a stop back in October when the owner passed, till they figure out what they want to do here. So you see there's still some of the fruit trees are back here. Way over there, there's lemongrass and some vegetables back in that area behind the pool. I just take a line trimmer through there. Back here is just basically mulching the leaves up. Doesn't really need to be cut, but I do want to keep the leaves mulched up for them, so we'll come back here and do that. And out front, it's borderline on needing to be cut, but I have a big project next week, so won't be coming out mowing it next week. So get that done today too. May or may not film anything here. All right, so this one's done. Just again, real quick, mow and go basically. Not gonna take you around back and showing you. All right, final homes for the day. This one here. This is a full service property, so we take care of the hedges, the jasmine, palms, not the tall palms in the back, but the robolinis here in the front and a couple of the small ones in the back. And then that home over there where the hydrant is right there. You can't really see, but we just take care of outside of that fence. So I only mow outside the fence, line trim and blow it off. She has an electric mower, you can't. The cord doesn't reach out there, so she just asked if I could do it since I'm in the neighborhood. That home right there, I actually do in the summertime when they're on vacation. So I'll mow that one from 1st of May through the end of October. So for this one, we'll be tipping the viburnums today, mowing it. Doesn't really need it, but since we're every 2 weeks, don't want to wait 2 weeks. And there's some palm debris. I'm guessing these are from me. I cut the palms here last week, the ones that I could reach. Sorry about that. And must have missed that one, so that's a shame. And that boot probably fell off as well. So I'm going to gather those up and get this knocked out. All right, just getting it buttoned up. We are done with the last 2 properties. All right, getting it buttoned up. We're done with the last 2 jobs. Really 1. There you can see the front yard's done. In the back, picked up all those palm fronds. There was actually more than I showed you. The one that I had closest to the camera was one that I trimmed that fell. There was a bunch behind the shed there that had just fallen out of the trees that I hadn't touched. Not sure why we didn't have a storm, so. And then the one over there outside the fence is cut. So that's what today's work looked like. Not much to show. It is winter. Things are growing more than normal because it's been so hot here. We had a cold front come through Sunday that brought us down to average temperatures. Have another one coming through tonight that will bring us to a couple of degrees below average for one day and then back up to average Friday. So anyway, that's where we are. Hope y'all had a good day. My day is done.